Hi everyone, welcome to Free Handling Made, You My Autistic Life. My name's Nisi and you're in Big Sky, Montana with me. Some of you guys have been waiting for this video and I am so sorry it's taking me so long to do it, but I'm finally doing it. I finished Little Man's blankie hoodie. And first I'm going to show you the hoodie, then I'll get reset up, sitting down, and I'm going to explain to you everything I did. But I'm going to have to back up so you guys can see this really well because it's hard to see because it's big. So here's the blankie hoodie. Here's the sleeves, and it goes all the way down to the floor. I mean, there's really no clear way of me showing this to you, guys, so I will include a picture of it. And then, oops, and there's the hood. So that's the blanket hood. Now, I will explain to you all what I did and the yarn I used and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. The yarn I used was the Bernat Blanket Ombre. And I'm going to do a review of this yarn. So, it's not my favorite. I mean, it's super soft and squishy, and Little Man loves it, and that's really all that matters. But as far as working with it, it can be difficult. Any 5-weight, 6-weight yarn kind of has that polyester fluffiness to it, and so I had a hard time seeing where my stitches were, so I literally had kind of feel. I had to crochet by feel. But once I got used to how the yarn works, it got easier as time went. This is a 6-weight yarn. It is 100% polyester. Each cake comes with 300 grams, 10.5 ounces, or 220 yards. I used approximately 8.5 of these, I believe. I originally bought 10 cakes. I used a single crochet stitch the whole entire time. And what I did was I mixed Jonah, sorry about that. I used a free pattern on Yarn Inspirations. The designer's name is Jonah. And then I also used Bag O' Day, part of her pattern from her blankie hoodie that you can find on her channel. I'll link the link to both of the patterns in the description of this video below. I mixed the two together. So I found the pattern on Yarn Inspirations by Jonah to be very confusing and hard to follow. I understood the concept and I liked the concept, so I took the concepts of those and kind of used a stitch count from that pattern. And then I didn't like how you did all the pieces separate. The front panel and the back panel were two separate pieces. The two sleeves were separate. The hood was separate and the pocket was separate. I don't like stitching garments together. I'm not used to doing garments. I don't like even stitching amigurumi together, all the different parts, because I'm still trying to figure out how to do that in a way where it looks good. And so I liked Bag O' Day's technique in her blankie hoodie as far as how she did almost all of it. Actually, she did pretty much all of it except for the pocket as one continual piece for the most part. The only part she didn't do as a continual piece was stitching up the sides, which I did my sides the way that she did her sides. So did I design this? No, y'all. No, I didn't. I did not design this blankie hoodie by myself. No. I used two different patterns, merged them into one, and then I tweaked it to fit Little Man's body because he's little. And both of their patterns stop just below the waist. Little Man said It's not a blankie hoodie if it doesn't go all the way down to the floor, because it's a blankie. It's a blanket with a hood. I can't argue that logic, y'all. So, so that's why it took me more yarn. If you do Jonah's pattern from Yarn Inspirations, I love the way it looks. Mine looks pretty similar to his. My hood is a little different. My ribbing is different from his. I kind of had to do my own ribbing. I didn't do ribbing around the hood. Littleman doesn't really like a whole lot on his head, so I made his hood smaller and slightly different. It needed to fit his needs because it's for him, right? So if you do decide to do Jonah's pattern and you have a little man like mine, even the adult extra small is probably going to be okay, because then your 6th grader, middle schooler will have, or 5th grader, 4th grader, whatever you have, can have a chance to grow in it. So that's pretty much my review of the pattern. I'm not a seasoned crocheter, you guys, so you need to take my experience with a grain of salt. I will say that I did look at the reviews, because I thought, well, maybe it's just me. And there were a lot of people in the reviews of the pattern that said they found it very confusing. So I wasn't by myself. And then I consulted some of my yarny friends, my crochet buddies, and they agreed that it was confusing. So I'm not beating myself up over it. But I did like the concept and the shape of the sleeves and the hood. I liked the tighter stitch that he used in his pattern, and so that's the part of his pattern that I took. But I love Bag O'Day's method on how she did hers better. To me, it made more sense in my head. And frankly, it was a lot easier to do, because I did the front panel and back panel all in one piece, folded it over, stitched up the sides, left room for the armholes, and then when I did the sleeves, I did it from the armholes out. I loved the way she did that. It definitely made the project easier to get done, especially because this was so big. It was so long. It was just really hard to maneuver while you're doing it. I loved her method. And I also loved the way that she did her hood. She also did her hood where you start at the neckline and you build out. You didn't do the hood by itself and then stitch it. So it's all a matter of your preference. Now my rate of this yarn as far as it being an ombre is, it's not an ombre. I'm just gonna say it. It's not. I had to 100% color control this. This did not slowly transition like it shows here. Maybe it would slowly transition if you were knitting it, but this color literally jumped to this color. Like you could see where this color had a circular line around it. And then it went to the lighter blue, and then another line, and then the even lighter blue. It was not ombre, you guys. This is not a true ombre. Maybe the other colors are. This was not. So yes, absolutely. I did have to color control this. Also, I wanted my sleeves to have, a uniformity to it, the dark blue, as it goes down with the dark blue cuffs and so on. So anyway, thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope my review of this yarn and what I did to make this blanket helps you, so you can make your own. I will not do a tutorial on it because frankly, I don't know if I ever want to make another one of these again. It's heavy, y'all, and it really didn't take me that long. I think it took me like maybe 4 weeks total. You guys, I had a lot of things that got in the way of me even being able to work on it, family stuff. Really think about it fairly, it really took me probably more like 3 weeks to finish, from start to finish. It really wasn't that bad. And that's with me working full time, you guys. So if you're one of those lucky people and you're retired, or you work at home as a domestic administrator, is what I like to call it, then you may have more time to work on it, more hours to work on it than I did. But it was, It took a while. It was fun to make for him because he was so excited about it. Um, if you have wrists where if your wrists get sore really easier working with heavier yarn, you're definitely going to want to give yourself some breaks because as you build this thing, it gets really, really heavy. So just a little tip on that. Anyway, I'm heading out. You guys have a great day. Always remember, dare to be you, dare to be different. Love from snowy Montana. Bye, everybody.